Okay, good morning, students. Last class we discussed about how we can enhance the Rankine cycle, ideal Rankine cycle. One is reduce the condenser pressure, but there is a limitation of atmosphere temperature. Increase the steam superheating in the boiler, steam temperature, superheat the steam, increase the temperature of steam. There also only material constraint is there, maximum 650 degrees. Then third one, increase the pressure of the boiler. For the increase the pressure of the boiler, it is very good, but in turbine blades, condensation of the steam is taking place. For elimination that one, reheat the steam after expansion of the steam up to some pressure, intermediate pressure, then reheat the steam, again further expansion of the steam. By reheating process, we can enhance the efficiency by raising the pressure of the boiler. One advantage. Second, we can enhance the output also. Output of the plant also. Instead of single turbine, double turbine expansion we are doing. Single heat input, double heat we are doing. So output as well as efficiency, both we can enhance. Efficiency enhanced by the boiler pressure rise. Output enhanced by the reheat process. Okay, we energy balance equations also we discussed. Now we'll solve one small problem. Then we will get a clear idea how the efficiency enhanced. Already simple ideal Rankine cycle efficiency we got 25%. Now this reheat, pressurized, superheated Rankine cycle, how the efficiency is enhanced, we'll calculate that one. Consider a steam power plant operating on the ideal reheat Rankine cycle. Consider a steam power plant operating on the ideal reheat Rankine cycle. Steam enters the high pressure turbine at 15 megapascal. The steam enters the high pressure turbine at 15 megapascal and 600 degrees centigrade. So that is a superheat steam. The first inlet of the turbine is 15 megapascal and 600 degrees centigrade. Reheat at 4 megapascal to 600 degrees centigrade. So the reheat, after reheating turbine inlet also they given 4 megapascal and 600 degrees centigrade. 4 megapascal and 600. So both turbine, high pressure turbine, low pressure turbine inlet conditions they given. First high pressure turbine inlet condition 15 megapascal and 600 degrees centigrade. The low pressure turbine inlet condition is 4 megapascal and 600 degrees. 15 megapascal means 15 into 10, 150 bar pressure, 600 degrees centigrade. 4 megapascal, 4 into 10, 40 bar pressure and 600 degrees centigrade. And is condensed in the condenser at a pressure of 10 kilopascal. I already mentioned. South India we are considered the condenser pressure. We can't move less than the 10 kilopascal or 0.1 bar pressure, because condenser temperature must be higher than the ambient temperature. So 0.1 bar pressure. So condenser pressure they given 0.1 bar pressure. Next, determine quality at the turbine exit. This is the quality I want to know. The low pressure turbine exit. Next, the thermal efficiency of the cycle. The thermal efficiency of the cycle. C, steam rate. Thermal efficiency of the cycle. And C, the steam rate means how much steam is required for production of 1 kilowatt of power. Net work output. Means, okay. Next, assume the steam is reheated to the initial temperature of the high pressure turbine. I already in the problem itself given the reheat temperature is 600. There again one more time they reminded this reheat temperature to 600. This is the given problem. Simplest simple method, open the Euler diagram. Okay. First, mark the point. 15 megapascal means 150 bar and 600 degrees centigrade. Just you mark in Euler diagram 150 bar pressure and 600 degrees centigrade and determine the enthalpy, because this is TS diagram. In Euler diagram, enthalpy and entropy. determine the enthalpy, and we are expanding steam up to 4 megapascal. It is isoentropic process. Just move straight vertically up to 40 bar pressure, 150 bar pressure to 40 bar pressure. Where 140 bar pressure intersection is taking place, there you determine the enthalpy. So, high pressure turbine inlet enthalpy and outlet enthalpy are determined just by opening of the Euler diagram. Next, again, the low pressure turbine inlet condition also given 4 megapascal and 600 degrees centigrade. Mark the point, determine the enthalpy, whatever the enthalpy is there at 4 megapascal, and expand isoentropically, move vertically up to 0.1 bar pressure. 10 kilopascal means 0.1 bar pressure. Up to 0.1 bar pressure, you expand the move vertically. Then whatever the dryness fraction is coming, dryness fraction lines are there 0.95, 0.9, 0.8. Then extract the dryness fraction. Why? Because the steam quality, they ask quality of the steam. So you will get the quality of the steam. And enthalpy also horizontally, you see, you will get the enthalpy of the steam also. Next, at 0.1 bar pressure, saturation liquid enthalpy you can determine. Then specific volume, take the liquid sensitive volume at 0.1 bar pressure, volume into change in pressure, pressure of the boiler minus pressure of the condenser. Then you will get the work input to the pump. Then enthalpy H1 plus work input to the pump, boiler inlet enthalpy. Simplest simple. On Euler diagram, steam table, 0.1 bar pressure data you are taking, everything is completed. Otherwise, theoretically also we can make a calculation. Just 150 bar pressure. What is the HF value and HG, saturation liquid and saturation gas, and HG value, T saturation, T superheated, CP value 2.1, but this 2.1 is not valid. That is the main problem. With the temperature we are rising, pressure we are rising, then the specific value is changing. And H superheat and S superheat. This S superheat, H superheat from steam tables also you can extract. At 150 bar pressure, 600 degrees temperature, table number 3, you can extract the enthalpies. Extract the enthalpy and entropy. At 40 bar pressure, HF value, HG value, SF value, SG value, and T saturation temperature 250.3, T superheated up to 600 is the problem they give. Again 0.1 bar pressure. Just we are extracting the properties. Then H1 value, 0.1 bar pressure, saturation liquid, and pump input, specific volume into pressure difference. Pressure maintained in kilonewton per meter square. Then you will get kilojoules per kg, 15 kilojoules per kg. Then H2 value, H1 plus pump work, you will get the H2 value 206.8 kilojoules per kg. Next, move to the H3, H superheat condition. Extract from the table number 4, steam table, 150 bar and 600 degrees temperature. H superheat value is coming. Entropy superheat also. From table number 5, steam tables, 150 bar and 600 degrees, you extract the property. Then you will get 6.676 kilojoules per kg. At 40 bar pressure, what is H4 value? H4 value condition they given 150 bar pressure, 600 degrees. From the constant entropy process to the 40 bar. From this point, H superheat, you know, constant entropy from the Euler diagram, mark the 150 bar and 600 degrees, move constant entropy vertically to up to 40 bar pressure. Then whatever the enthalpy is there, that is the H enthalpy, H5 value 3672.8. That H4 value you will get. Then H5 value, superheated condition already given from table number 4, 40 bar pressure and 600. So you see first, H5 value is the superheated condition. It is already available. H4 value only by isoentropic process we are assuming. First we are marking initial points 150 bar and 600 degrees, and we are extending vertically up to 40 bar pressure, where that intersection is taking place. At 40 bar pressure, whatever the enthalpy is there, that enthalpy only the exit turbine enthalpy, 3155. And at 0.1 bar pressure, we know the saturation X value, or isoentropy process you assume, you will get the X value. Determine the H6 value. If no, you know from H1 to H6 you know. So the boiler input, primary heat supply plus reheat supply. The primary heat supply H3 minus H2. Reheat supply H5 minus H4. The boiler input, primary plus reheat. How much boiler input we are giving? 3890.8 kilojoules per kg. Next, move to the turbine. The turbine outlet, turbine 1 outlet plus turbine 2 outlet. 1 outlet H3 minus H4, 2 outlet H5 minus H5. Then net turbine outlet 1776.12 kilojoules per kg. Next, condenser outlet is 6 minus H1, then 2321.48 minus 191.8, 2129.68. Then the thermal efficiency of Rankine cycle is determined by thermal efficiency equal to W net by heat supply 1 minus heat rejection by heat supply, or W net equal to total turbine outlet minus pump input 1761.12. Heat supply, primary heat supply plus reheat supply combined is 3890.8. Then the efficiency of the Rankine cycle is 45.26. Then quality of the turbine we determine quality of the steam turbine exit, low pressure turbine exit is 0.89. Why? Because high pressure turbine outlet more than 1 only, or equal to 1. That is the condition, saturation condition. Next, steam rate, how much mass flow rate of the steam is required. Kg per hour we already mentioned. Kg per hour steam rate is required. So 3600 divided by net work output. 3600 by 1761.12 will get 2.04 kg per kilowatt hour. So simple problem. So now we can understand, we moved up to 45%. This is ideal. We are taking the losses in real case also, we will get at least more than 35%. We will achieve the efficiency by raising the pressure of the boiler. Earlier condition 30 bar pressure, we move to up to 150 bar pressure. But we want to move 150 bar pressure means reheating is required. That is only the main case. I think next is okay. Next, one more method for enhancement efficiency of Rankine cycle. Up to now we discussed 3 methods: reduction of the condenser pressure, rise of the boiler exit steam temperature, superheated the exit steam. Third one, raise the boiler pressure. For taking advantage of raising the boiler pressure, first you want to do the reheating, otherwise this advantage you will not attain. So that is the 3 methods. The 4th method is regeneration. What is regeneration? First we will discuss. This is the simple Rankine cycle. You know the simple Rankine. In this boiler inlet, the pump inlet is saturation liquid. Pump outlet, that high pressure subcooled liquid we are entering into the boiler. Boiler temperatures we are moving up to 350 to 450, more than 300 we are maintaining the boiler latent heat temperatures. But the subcooled temperatures are 60 or 70. First what we are doing, we are sending sensible heat in the boiler. First we are supplying heat, only sensible heat we are supplying. Okay, what is the temperature difference? Boiler temperatures are 600-700 degrees. The maximum temperature is 650. Furnace temperature you will get 900 to 1000 degrees. But the inlet temperature is 40 to 50 degrees or 60 degrees, 70 degrees. So more temperature difference, it will lead to entropy generation. While we are discussing in entropy, already we explained. More temperature difference means it leads to the entropy generation, means available energy is reducing. So instead of that, boiler inlet, we are capable to send saturation liquid, means at 350 degrees temperature, we are sending the saturation liquid. Then this sensible heat we are not sending. Reduced the delta T temperature difference, means we are reducing the entropy generation. Availability we are increasing by regeneration. Okay, it's advantage. So efficiency automatically will increase, no doubt at all. But how we can do it? Again, separate solar energy we are using, or separate system we are substituting, means it is too difficult, complicated, and cost of the system is increasing. One more problem in turbines while we are expanding in the even though superheated condition also. Drainage fractions you are seeing 0.86, 0.89, 0.9 like that. So last stage more volume is there. Impingement of the last stage turbine blades is taking place with the condensed steam. The condensed steam. Means it is not a wet steam or it is not a dry steam only, but moisture content is increasing. That pressure, more pressure on the last stage of turbine blades. So failure of the turbine blades in last stage, commonly it is taking place in low pressure turbines. So we want to reduce that pressure on last stage turbine blades. What we are doing? We are extracting some steam after expansion of 3 stages, after expansion of 4 stages, after expansion of 5 stages. We are extracting some steam. That steam we are adding to the boiler feed water. That steam just we are adding to the boiler feed water to raise the temperature up to saturation liquid, temperature of boiling net pressure. How much we want to extract means how much boiler feed water we are sending inside the boiler based on the mass calculations, how much latent heat is there, how much sensible heat is required, calculate and extract that much of percentage of mass only. So in the turbine up to some stages we are expanding entire steam, entire mass flow rate of steam. After last stages the mass flow rate of the steam is reduced in turbines. Turbine pressure reduced, means the turbine expansion means here two types, two expansions are there. Total, with the total mass, how many stages we are expanding, how much percentage of steam I removed, remaining mass only we expanded further stages of turbine. So two turbine outlet are coming. Total mass and after extraction of mass, remaining mass is expanded. And second advantage, we can reduce the condenser size. Why? Because the heat loss in condenser we are reducing. The cycle efficiency you see, more heat loss will take place in condenser. So the heat loss in condenser we are reducing by this operation, regeneration operation. Heat loss in condenser, I means total mass is not rejecting heat in the condenser. Some mass already added in the boiler. Remaining heat only we are losing. So condenser heat loss I am reducing. And boiler feed water feed water heating we are reducing, and same work output we are producing. So majority of the work output we are producing. So by regeneration we can enhance the efficiency of the turbine on the thermal power plant. Sky is the limit. Generally subcooled boilers in subcooled power plant, not subcooled, subcritical thermal power plant, not cooled, subcritical thermal power plant, we can move up to 4 to 5 this regeneration operation. Means just feed water heaters. Some steam we are extracting and we are adding to the feed water heater. Simple regeneration process. Are supercritical, at least 8 feed waters we are using. Next class I will show detailed analysis of supercritical. So why the efficiency is enhanced regeneration process means turbine loads are reduced, condenser heat loss is reduced, boiler feed water heating we are eliminated. Because of these 3 reasons, the efficiency of the cycle is enhancing. Maximum 8 feed water heaters we are using. That majority feed water heaters are closed feed water. because we are extracting steam, condensing in the feed water heater, while the pump by the pump the feed water is flowing through the heat exchangers, feed waters, and absorbing heat and raising the temperature to saturation temperature. The condensed steam again it will move to the one open feed water in between we are placing, that is called deaerator. Only one open feed water we are placing, that is called deaerator. In deaerator only one feed water heating is taking place. That deaerator only this condensed steam is adding in the deaerator. Okay, simple. Why regeneration efficiency enhancing? It is clear. Is a open feed water, single energy balance equation I am explaining. So single open feed water heater only I considered. In that you can see boiler in between feed water. This is called deaerator generally. Pump, we are using primary pump. That pump raising the pressure of water from condenser pressure to feed water heater pressure, deaerator pressure. Then second pump we are using to raise the deaerator pressure to the boiler pressure. So two pumps we are using open feed water. Not only, even the closed feed water heating we are using, that condensed we have to mix in deaerator only. So one open feed water is a common for regeneration process. Maximum 8 feed water heaters we are using for supercritical condition. So two pumps we are using. Primary pump raising the pressure from the condenser pressure to the feed water heater pressure. Then we are extracting steam from the turbine somewhere after 2 stages of expansion or 3 stages of expansion, 4 stages of expansion. That steam is feeding into the open feed water heater. So the temperature of the steam feed water is raised to the saturation temperature. Again by using second pump we are raising the pressure of liquid from the open feed water pressure to the boiler pressure. Here also one more scope is there. One more feed water we are adding, then we will reach to the boiler pressure. So 3 pumps are coming. So instead of raising pumps, only 2 pumps we are using for this regeneration operation. We are using indirect method. This is the open feed water. Closed feed water we are using. So there is no issue of the pump. This steam, this water feed water only is moving. It is absorbing heat from the turbine exhaust. That condensed steam again it is adding to the open feed water. Same it is circulating to the boiler. So pump input, the first pump from the condenser, some fraction of the steam we extracted. So 1 minus fraction of steam into pump input. That's all. Why? Because some fraction of steam is already extracted from here. So remaining mass only entering into the condenser. So 1 minus 1 into pump input 1 plus pump input 2. Here pump input 2 total mass is coming. Why? Because whatever the extraction mass is there, that is adding into the open feed water heater. So total mass is there. From here pump 2 total mass of water pressure rising to that feed water heater pressure to the boiler pressure. Next boiler input only H5 minus H4. This is only so H5 minus H4 only the boiler input. Turbine output, turbine also H5 minus H6. H5 minus H6 total mass is expanding, but H6 minus H7 only Y percentage, Y fraction is already extracted, remaining only 1 minus Y into H6 minus H7 only the expanding. In condenser heat loss also 1 minus Y fraction is already extracted for feed water heating, remaining enthalpy H7 minus H1. Then pump 1 work input V1 into P2 minus P1, pump 2 work input V3 into P4 minus P1. Why? How much mass, percentage of mass extraction? M6 by M5. M6 by M5. After M6 something fraction is extracted, that fraction only we are subtracting 1 minus Y into M. And efficiency of the boiler, W net by heat supply or 1 minus condenser output by boiler inlet. W net is equal to turbine output by pump. So regeneration is the best method in according to second law analysis, according to first law analysis also. Well, because we are reducing delta T in boiler, decreasing the entropy generation, increasing the efficiency. According to first law of thermodynamics, the loss in condenser we are reducing automatically. It is efficiency enhancement is taking place. There is no limitation, but majority case because investment is there. We are increasing the feed water rate means investment of the plant is increasing. Based on that cost economics, maximum 8 feed waters we are using and 1 open feed water, that is called deaerator we are using. With this I am ending this class. Tomorrow class we will solve one problem on that. Thank you.